along with Josh. I'm Lyle, and Josh, we are Chadless tonight.
We
Well,
are, well, sort
for
of.
now.
He made an appearance backstage before we started, but
Yeah.
he is en route back home to Kentucky, tail
And
tucked, whoop
yeah, that's what he
dog.
said too.
Yeah, I mean and you got to feel bad for him.
No, look at the size bluegill they caught up there. Holy crap!
Well, that is true. That is true. They did catch some awesome bluegill up there.
Yeah.
Those are like southern bluegill too. You don't see stuff like that the further north you go, but there they were. So
They was just giants, and uh, D got an absolute slab. But the one that Chad caught, just like the real big ones anywhere, got the knot on their head and all that stuff. So
just a big old bull
yeah,
bluegill.
they don't get much better than that. So that's not all bad.
No, you got to make do with what you can do. So
Well, and from what I'm seeing, looks like they was there about a week early.
It's what it sounded like. And you know what's really crazy is they postponed it. Everybody postponed it a week this year because they were a week early last year. So it was just, and even as warm as we've been, it's looking like they got there a little bit early. So
them fish go by water temperature, and you can't control that. You plan it a year in advance, and it is what it is.
You roll the dice and take the gamble. And Dad and I did the
same
same
thing
thing
in
Mississippi. Dad and I did the same thing in Mississippi just a few weeks ago, and we still had fun. We got down there. Dad caught the one and only giant bluegill that we caught that,
and it was a good one too.
It was a good one. And then we ended up chasing little bitty channel cats, but they were biting and nothing else was.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know they had some storm systems moving in up there, and if I'd have been there, I would wanted to cook some of them gills up before everybody left.
Yeah.
But with the storms coming in, and several of them folks, I think Betty's the only one in a camper in our group. Everybody else had tents, so
yeah, even
the storms moving in, it's probably a good idea to get out of Dodge.
And we rode out a couple years ago. Whenever we went up, the last time we were up and we were tent camping, we rode out some nasty storms one night in that tent, and we had we opted to stay in the tent because we had offers from just about everybody. They said, just come stay with us at the hotel overnight, but the storms were basically over. We slept good, but it was definitely had potential, but they look like they're getting ready to get multiple rounds of
I think
very bad weather up there.
We got it coming here, and I know you do.
Yeah, we do too, and they probably made the right call to go on. They're looking at bad weather plus a bite that's not doing what they're wanting. Go home and salvage part of your vacation if you can. So
that's right. They're looking at water cooling down again with that rain coming in. So when are they going to bite? Are they going to go ahead and spawn next week, or will it be another week after that? I mean, you're only allowed so many weeks of vacation. Although Chad
seems to get like 48 weeks a year, but
he does have a grip on that. I don't know that D does, but hell, she's one catching all fish anyhow. So,
well, we say hello to everybody that's joining us tonight.
Absolutely, let's do that.
Starting out, we've got channel member Brian B. Catfishing, and I like this comment. This was the first comment of the night. Brian said Lyle has mastered the art of senior Pilates.
Not true.
I got in trouble for that thumbnail tonight, guys. So I have to enjoy it because I'm paying for it. We've got channel member Danny Stone Outdoors. I spent the weekend fishing with him and Jerry Parker. We had an absolute blast this weekend on Crab Orchard Lake.
Looked like you guys had too much fun.
we had a good time. Catfish Weekly's in here. We've got a new channel member, Fishing with Don V. Thank you for becoming a member of Catfish Weekly. We do appreciate that.
We do.
We have Chad with Fishing with the Chad member for 36 months. We have Brian Bugman 22. We have 922 Crappie Barbecue. We have Burrito Catfishing Lady. Let's see here. Channel member Rigging for Fatties. Scrolling down. Catch Fish with Us. We have Keith from Fishing and Stuff. Mr. Dave Funk is in here. There's Jerry from Parker Pursuits. Chris from Hooks and Hammocks. Let's see. Fields to Waters in here. Hopefully going to join us here in a little bit. They got a little bit left to go before they get home. Randy, Old Gray Hair Swain, Annette's Catfishing. And let's see. I believe that gets me to the bottom of the list. So
Sweet.
Up to 30. We're jumping around 35 to 37 people watching already. If you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up button. It helps us get the show out in front of people that maybe haven't seen it before. So, oh, and there is Get Hooked on D Fishing. She said that thumbnail is totally worth a little grief. Absolutely.
I'm glad you think so.
Everybody, even Christina loved the thumbnail too. So
It is very cute. My back won't take them bends, and my neck sure won't. So,
well, Dockery tried to talk me into using a photo that he made.
Dockery might get you in trouble.
I told him I wasn't risking that. Well, I was already going out on a limb to do this one. So,
all in good time.
I did hear that. Burrito Catfishing Lady says her and Randy Old Gray Hair Swain are newlyweds.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's outstanding.
I remember hearing about that. I think it was Saturday, but when we were sitting out there on the boat, Danny Stone said something about it, I believe. So
Danny talked the whole day.
Danny did talk the whole day. And he fished the whole day. Man, I'm telling you, we got up and everybody got out on the water early. And we didn't leave the water till 3 o'clock or so. And 3 or 4 o'clock, we were back on by 7. And then we didn't get off the water until 3 a.m. So we were out there pretty much all of Saturday. So
yeah, that's a long day, man. Long day. So, but I know you guys caught a lot of fish because I left my thing run, so our computer run, so I could see what you guys was doing, and you guys are having a really good time. So.
The bite was definitely on. I picked up. I started out anchored up in that spot that I like, which is right there with that road beds under the water, and knocked out a few fish, just boom, boom, boom. And then when the bite slowed down, I decided that bay that I'm in, I started picking up some fish. I was casting out there into the middle of it and getting bit. And I said, well, it'd be worth a try to drag baits in this thing. And so I started doing that. Parker and Danny did it. And Danny Stone caught his very first fish while dragging this weekend.
Very nice.
Had a good time. Danny says, Parker and I got up Sunday after a couple hours of sleep and fished stand day. I turned on stand day for a minute Sunday morning. I didn't see him in, so I figured that those two had just like crashed. But I know I did later on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, I bet.
I was dead. I can't do that no more. I thought I could, but evidently I can't stay up all night and then get up next morning. So
no, it's I can't do it anymore. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't want to.
But Lyle, luckily our bite was on, but in a lot of places the bite's a little bit off. And you run into a situation, if you've tried everything that you can do and the fish still aren't biting, or you still can't locate the fish, it brings you the question, what do you do next? Especially if you've driven a long distance to go fish somewhere. So,
well, I think the guys in Mendota done the right thing, and they would just went after different species. The only other thing to do is, where I'm at, we got Pomme de Terre, Stockton, Lake Ozark, Truman, all within an hour of each other. And usually, if they're not biting one lake, you go to the next one and find some fish. But Stockton and Pomme de Terre, if you want to catch blue cats, you're in trouble, because basically all they have is channel cats and flatheads, and the channel cats are not really that big, not like what you have over on
right,
Craft.
right.
So you're catching small fish, which is great if you want eaters. I'm all on board with that. And Truman, Lake Ozark, they've got them all. So, but that doesn't mean they're gonna go every time that you go up there. And a lot of times it depends on bait, and you need to have multiple kinds of bait when you go on a place, especially if you're traveling long distances. But I'm not sure that works at a lot of places. Like Mendota, bluegill is the mainstay.
Mm-hmm.
But now I know Chad and Dee, they always, and I did too, picked up some different bait from the bait store up there. But I understand that wasn't working out too good this year either. But you're going to have bad times, and have different multiples of bait, and be prepared to travel from one end of the lake to the other, basically. But I think those guys did the right thing by going after crappie and bluegill and catching them snot rockets and pike and stuff like that. Man, them things are slimy.
Oh yeah, I mean, you kept seeing pictures of smallmouth and pike and walleye, everything else, giant bluegill, and we actually have a few pictures of those in the bragging board tonight. So everybody,
did anybody catching carp up there? I don't remember seeing it.
I didn't see anybody catching any carp. Somebody was saying they weren't even up there rolling maybe it was Chad during my live the other day, said the carp weren't up like they usually are.
Traditionally, they're spawning about the time that the channels are moving back into Cherokee.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see them, and they're rolling, and they're up on the banks, and you know what they're doing. I mean, they're up there spawning. Yeah. And I want, if it's so hard to get around that bank going to get into Cherokee, but if you could get up in there where they're at with a fly rod, man, you talk about a blast. Them carp would be a ton of fun on a fly rod.
Oh, they'd be fly rod.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it'd be awesome. So
okay. Lance said the carp are not spawning there yet. So
everything's just laid up there.
Everything's and that's wild because we're so much further ahead down here.
And that's unusual.
Than we usually are. The water temperatures have been up. I mean, we had 78-degree water, a month ago when I was out when we did the storm show.
Yep.
We were already sitting 78-degree water, and that was at the last part of April, probably.
Yeah.
That's way early for that. But
yeah, it is. We're ahead of time, and they're behind time, and you would think it'd be just the opposite, being north and south difference, but not necessarily.
I bet that was a blast.
3 foot of water. Yeah, that would have been a lot of
53 pound and 3 foot of water, PB blue. I bet that thing went absolutely wild.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Let's see. Looking through. I saw Buck Williams has joined us. Howdy, Buck. Let's hit that like button. Oh, Danny said the carp were piled up in the coves of Crab Orchard along with the biggest bunch of bluegill beds he's ever seen.
Wow. Now, does crab have big bluegills with too?
Crab has some has a real good population of bluegill. You will get some big ones in there if you get into them. If not, you'll end up with those ones that are 3 to 5 inches long and that just bait stealers more than anything else. But if you're willing if you're willing to fight and kind of pick through those, then you can get some real nice bluegills.
Hey, Nubbies, thanks for joining us tonight.
Parker says, believe when the carp are spawning at Mendota, it's what pulls the cats in eating carp. They've been going up, and you'll see those cats go up there and ram into those carp. You know they're knocking the eggs out of them and eating them.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, they're doing that on purpose.
I always wanted to catch one of those carp and try to put some of those eggs in like pantyhose or something. Do them like you would chicken liver.
Oh, I'm sure it'd work.
I think it'd work.
I'm sure it would if it's legal. Don't know for sure if it is or not.
I don't know on using carp eggs, but
they're not a game fish anywhere that I'm aware of.
No, not that I'm aware of. Couldn't find a catfish. Spot lock, drug baits, deep, shallow water. Caught a total of 3. Ouch.
Wow. Yeah, that's a tough time up there for sure.
When you've done all you can do, I mean, that's, you're moving, you're anchoring, you're deep, shallow water, trying all different presentations. What could you do? You got to go after something else.
Yeah, I think they did the right thing.
I think they did too, and I mean, it looks like everybody was still having fun. We go to Mendota for the people. Whenever we
go. Absolutely, yeah.
We go to hang out with people that we see maybe once a year, and that's up there in Mendota. So,
yep.
Even though the fishing wasn't great this year, I still wish we'd have had the chance to go up there this year. So,
yeah, you can look at that many, many ways. You can say, well, I'm glad I didn't go and waste all that money, but it's never a waste when you're around those people. It's just like a vacation with them all.
There's Roger from Muskrat Adventures.
Roger,
buddy.
But yeah, some of the best times we've had up there sitting around at motel place inside there visiting. And the best times was outside, but they kind of put a word to that. So.
Yeah, they put an end to that.
I don't understand that. I really don't.
Somebody probably went and ruined it for everybody, but
well, I'm sure that's what happened. But if I was in businesses, I would complain about that. Of course, I'm the kind of guy that just pick up and go to another town over something like that.
Oh yeah,
that's just crazy to do something like that. Stop you from having a good time when you're paying good money to be there. And I guess they're all like that.
Lance said in Connecticut 4 years ago they put in special regulations on carp. Wow,
really? I've never heard of that.
Especially with, I mean, even the goldfish ones that have been around forever are still an invasive species. They were brought over here from Europe.
Yep, they didn't used to be any in the United States. Crying shame we got them now, but this like Asian carp, we're never going to get rid of them. They're here to stay.
They're here. They're established. They're not going anywhere. Danny said, I feel bad for the Mendota folk, but it makes the invite from Josh and Parker even better because we smoked those cats. Sorry, Chad, but you know what? That is true. When I made the group chat for that, I did invite Chad, and he was all about how he was going to Mendota instead of Crab, and we offered to let him come over. But there's Guerrero Bagre, buddy.
Maybe next time. Because it's a long drive for some of us. You know,
absolutely.
It's a long drive. But when you're up there and in 3 days you catch 80-something fish.
Oh yeah.
It
makes it worth it.
It does.
Last time we went, John was not quite 1 year old at that point.
Yeah, he's just a little thing.
He's just a little guy. Caitlin, I think, lost 3 teeth while we were up there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she was pulling them, wasn't she?
Well, John, like, hit her in the head or like, head-butted her or something and knocked a tooth loose, and she lost 2 or 3 baby teeth while we were up there.
Oh, you're a funny man.
Chad.
Funny man, Chad. Funny man.
See, Greg Burgess has joined us, as well as Mike Irvin.
Glad to see Mike.
Fish on. Roger said they were struggling in Chattanooga. Tried everything, wasn't coming up. This is that time of year where they're either going to be on, or they're going to be on, or they're going to be gone.
That's kind of true.
You're not going to have a so-so bite. But
to be honest about that, Josh, it's been like that here all spring where I'm at. I go out and have days when I catch one fish or none, and use the same thing and go the next time you catch 4 or 5 or 6 in 15, 20 minutes. It's been a weird kind of spring for me. And I haven't been out after the catfish yet, just bluegill and stuff. And you'll catch one decent fish, and the rest of them are just little dinks.
Oh yeah,
it's just weird. So usually you catch 3 or 4 decent size. It just hasn't been like it a normal spring bite. So I don't know what's up with it. And maybe it's just an off year for all species,
weather or something. But I did see. I'm a member of a group on Facebook that's talks about catfishing at Wren Lake, and that's one of the lakes I'll go to if we're wanting to eat or fish. That's where I go. There's an overabundance of catfish in Wren Lake. There were guys out there on Wren Lake struggling this weekend.
Really?
They caught a few fish, but nothing like you would normally see. But just a couple of weeks ago, they were all up in the shallows. The spawn is probably on, and it's not every fish in the lake going to spawn on the same day at the same time. Everything else, but there's going to be a lot of them out of commission during that spawn. You got to wait for them. It's about a month-long process. That's why we always say June. Go find something else, because
just forget about fishing in June. For catfish, anyhow. I mean, now channel cat should be off and be
channel
done.
Cat should be coming off. The flatheads. I don't know when. I wish we had Dockery around. I don't know what the water temperature that they spawn in is.
They're after blues usually.
We were actually hoping the other night at crab to come up with a flathead. And
I'm surprised you didn't.
I am too, actually. Of course, we were in a little bit deeper water for that lake. And I had told Jerry, I said, we could go up into one of the backs of one of these coves where there's a bunch of lay down trees, might catch us a flathead. But man, when you're catching 14, 15, 16 pound channel cats, it's hard to leave those.
Yeah, it really is. Clearview Outdoors, welcome.
Hey, buddy.
Glad to see you in here with us tonight.
The skipster's here.
And
he said when Parker cleaned those fish at camp, they were bursting with eggs. So
that's what I was looking for. I just had read that.
Yep.
Good to see Skip in here tonight. They had a great video out today.
Really?
Clearview Outdoors. Yeah. Caught some really, really nice fish in really, really shallow water. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so.
I'm gonna have to check that one out. I didn't watch a whole lot of YouTube today. I mean, I listened to music on it while I was out mowing the lawn today. But aside from that, that's about all the YouTube that I did today.
Well, to be quite honest, I'm pretty glad that I got my yard mowed the other day, because it looks like other than tomorrow, it's going to rain every day the rest of the week. And this being a holiday weekend, that'll probably be what I'll be doing over the weekend. Will be mowing.
I forgot about that. It is. It's going to be Memorial Day weekend, and that usually means bad storms for us, because we've got one of the local town always has a carnival during Memorial Day weekend, and you can almost guarantee that one of the storms, one of the concerts, somebody gets stormed on. So,
well, has to be one of us. I'd much rather it was them than me.
Yeah, me too. I'm usually at home. I don't go to that. I grew up in that town, so I don't go to that festival.
I understand.
If you lived in that town, you hated it.
I feel the same way about the one I grew up in. There's no reason for me to be there ever again, really, other than seeing family.
Oh, and I like the town. I just didn't. None of us liked the festival they had, but Let's see.
It just was the way it was. I mean, a lot of people are like that about where they grow up, I think, but I can't say it was a bad place to grow up. I just didn't care for it,
Well,
wasn't my cup of tea.
oh, there's a part 2 coming from that day.
Yeah, I knew there was. I didn't know when, and I wasn't going to bring it up because I didn't know when. But since he did, it's coming. They just
Well,
that's half of what you're going to see was in today's video. The rest of it will be.
I will have to check that out later on.
Yeah, it's a good show. Couple of big fish.
That is going to be in the bragging board later on tonight. That was an awesome flathead that Telly caught this weekend.
Yes, it was. Very nice. Very nice. There seems to be a pattern with hooks and hammocks fish. If you haven't noticed it. If Telly's in the boat, she catches all the big fish.
Hmm.
That reminds me of another couple of them.
I know.
So there's a trend to that. So congratulations to Telly. That was a great flathead. And the blue she caught was also very nice.
That was a good blue too.
Yep. Very nice.
Chris said that's the way I like it.
Well, yeah. You keep them happy and they're catching fish they want to go, and it makes it much easier for you. I'm just saying.
Let's see. We got 54 people watching. I'm kind of curious what's I mean, I'm seeing some names that we see all the time in chat. What's your go-to when the bite's gone?
No, I know Danny Stone's going to have an opinion.
Danny's going to have an answer. I want to. I want to see Parker's answer. Keith says. Keith says Telly's the only one that catches fish. Period. Ooh, that's right. That is the truth. We were live on my channel Saturday during the day, and then we were live on Danny's at Saturday night. And when Chad dropped out of the live stream Saturday, the bite immediately went nuts. Danny and Parker doubled up moments after he left. So,
oh boy.
So that might be what's to blame at Mendota. Chad was there.
Chad is probably getting really close to getting home.
I know, and he said about a half hour. We're about a half hour into the show, so there's a real.
Danny's just priming him up for us.
I get him good and spun up, and we know he'll get in here for the rest of the show. But
oh yeah, absolutely. That's a fact.
Catch fish with us. My wife catches all the big fish. She lets me reel in the little ones. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. It makes you a better net man.
Man, I ran out Saturday morning and left the net at home again.
What?
I don't know how I keep doing that, but I left the net at home again. So whenever Christina was getting the kids and everything together to come out, because I went and picked them up, they come out on the boat for a while. I was like, bring the net, bring this and that. Bring me something to drink because I'm dying out on the boat, you know. Danny said, if the bite slows down, get Chad back in and kick him out to fire up the bite again.
Oh, wow. Man.
Chad's ears are burning. You know they are right now. So.
Oh, you bet. Now, he'll be pulling in here in a few minutes. He'll be after Danny probably. And that's okay.
We'll just suddenly see Danny get timed out. Chad won't even be on screen. Danny will just be 5 minutes.
You know, I've never timed a person out in all the shows that not only we've done, but ones I watch and happen to be at have the blue wrench to do all that stuff. I've never done that. Well, I guess I did once. But normally I just don't mess with that.
Most of the ones that I've done has been to people I consider buddies, and it's to
for fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's for fun.
Yeah.
Usually, usually I kind of look at it. Unless you're a regular that just maybe stepped out of line. If I don't know you and you hop into chat and you're being real dumb to the point that you're getting my attention, I'll just hit hide and you're gone forever.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
every once in a while we have that somebody come in, try to cause trouble, you know, that got a couple brain cells and they're fighting for dominance, but
Danny says, I'm not cutting Chad slack. I begged him to come down there, and he flat rejected me. Well, don't expect that to change.
hey, Danny, you know, I put Lyle in that group chat too.
Yeah.
So he could have come down here. I tried to get both of them to come down here.
It just was a weekend. I couldn't make it work out this weekend. Dee says, you don't know what you're missing. It's super fun. You can get away with it, though, Dee. You catch all the fish.
Well, that's true.
Oh, especially all the big ones. Man, I can't. That's joking. That's a giant bluegill.
1 pound bluegill. Man.
Wow.
I don't know that I've caught a 1 pound bluegill.
I did. I know I caught one out of a pond up home one time. I didn't weigh it or anything, but it was the biggest one I've ever seen. I had my hands on it, and I turned it back. I mean, I was catching bait to go fishing with, and I didn't know there was any like that in that pond. And it was right behind our house. And I go down there in 10 minutes. I, got all the bait I need for a flathead trip, and I couldn't believe it when I caught that thing. I was very gentle with it and put it right back in there. And I hope the people that ended up buying that place, I hope they realize what's in it, because, man, it was a big one. And there's probably more. But I kept the top of the bond bank mowed down, but I didn't down by the water. So it was harder to get to the water. Of course, I could get around a little better in those days, but there was one spot that was always shady, and that's where I like to fish because, hell, it was hot.
Oh, yeah. Danny's still going on Chad.
Danny, I'm so sorry.
You're just rolling on him.
Chad, another story.
Guerrero says bluegills get big on Mendota and Monona both. So,
yeah, I understand Monona's a pretty good.
I have never I've never fished Monona. Every year we've gone up, I've said I need it. I'm like, I just want to go take a look at that lake and launch on it, but we've never even gone over there.
How far is it from Mendota?
It's not real far. I mean, the lakes are connected through that lock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it'd probably be fun then.
Now, Caitlin and I, the last day of the last year we were up, so that was 2 years ago. When we got done fishing, we took a boat ride over to the other side of Mendota, over by the Wisconsin State Capitol. Took a look at it and I tried to show her some of that clear water, but it just wasn't as clear that year as it was the year before that. So,
well, a lot of times it really is clear up there. And it hasn't been, I don't know, a couple months. I was telling you how clear the water is in the Niagara River, place I fish. In fact, I was out there this morning. But with all the rain we've had, it's muddy. And normally you can see down 3 or 4 foot easy in it. But it was rocking and rolling today, and water had been over the top of the bridge. Chad and Dee and Dockery and Katie would understand what that is, because it's usually 6 or 8 foot lower than the top of the bridge, or maybe more than that. But and I had mentioned there was a big tree that had washed in there. It's gone.
wow.
Yeah. And there's a lady that lives down there that stopped by and talked to me again today. She goes in, and there's kids or somebody that goes out there, and they have had to change where they camp and have their bonfires from one side of the bridge to the other to get up out of where it's flooded, because they just go down there and they burn wood and do whatever they do. I don't know if they fish or whatever, but the place where they have their campfires, is completely in a different spot now. And you can see the tire tracks where they've had 4-wheel drives down there, and that creek gravel and stuff like that. But Other than some painting on the bridge and stuff, this lady stops by there when she goes by and stops and picks up trash that people leave out there. And she lives down the road someplace. I have no idea where, don't care. But she stops by and picks up trash and takes it with her. And she stopped, that's the second or third time she stopped and visited with me today. And of course, farmers live out there and they're going up and down the road all the time. And some of them stop and visit with you and some of them don't. But the water is, I've never seen that have muddy water like it was today. It was, but man, we've had a lot of rain here and it's still coming.
Yeah.
And it,
well, we've
had
2 years of being dry.
Oh yeah, it's been terrible. The lakes here was in bad shape. But they're all full.
Almost at flood stage down here, and some of them are in flood stage already. But
I'm surprised actually that no more snowfall than we had. That the snow melt wasn't near what I expected it to be this year. Because up north they always get snow whether we get it or not. And, they'll have 50, 60 inches of snow in winter. And that's not unheard for. That's kind of common thing up there. You get up in Minnesota and Wisconsin and places like that, and which all that drains into the Mississippi River. But I don't know if the Mississippi has really been badly out of control.
It's been up. It's been real up.
But you know what I mean? Sometimes it's unbearable.
Right. But
breaks levees and stuff like that. I don't think it's
gone up that high, and it's it really wasn't that way until spring come in on us and we started getting all that rain. And there's been a lot of storms and everything up north, so we end up with that water as it comes through. And well, Jeremy from Creole Catfishing gets it at the end before it hits the Gulf. But
that's right.
Let's see. 205 Wild Actions joined us along with Fishing with Jeff Beal. Danny's telling stories about him and Parker.
Yeah. I can only imagine what that was like.
Yeah, that's a little awkward. So I do have a bone to pick with. I do have a bone to pick with Danny. I went back today to grab a picture of one of Parker's fish from during his live the other night, and I said, well, I'm gonna find a part where I pulled up there in my boat next to Jerry's, and found where Danny spotted me as I was running the boat across the lake, and he told me that I was Jerry. That's nasty. He told everybody I was driving like a moron, and I didn't hear that until just today. So.
You must have been in your bass boat.
I was cooking. I knew they were already live, and I was like, I'm gonna get out there and get to it. And I think I was cooking along about 53. So,
yeah. Well, sometimes you just got to open her up and let the big dog eat.
Just open up, let it run.
That's right. Stretch its legs.
Let's see. Skipjack Cindy's joined us. We got 49 people in here tonight. It's a little slow night tonight, but
well, that's because Chad's not in here.
Well, it's no. We don't want him coming in here with his ego, but but we're also, we're moving into the time of year where kids are getting out of school, vacations are starting, and a lot of people are going to be out everywhere. So
yep, they're having fun, and a lot of people are fishing in the evenings now because the weather's cooler in the evenings, and they can go out and sit on a pond bank or a river bank or a creek bank and enjoy it.
Danny was delirious from lack of sleep. I don't know, buddy. That was
delirious.
That was before we stayed out real late, so I don't know. Parker saved you, though. I had told Parker Friday when I talked to him on the phone that I said at some point I said, you got to get Danny into my boat. I said, because he's used to riding with you. I said, I'm going to give him a wild ride across that lake. And Parker held on to Danny all weekend. I didn't get to get Danny in my boat, but
That's too
next
bad.
next time he's up here, I'll have to do that.
Yeah, I think that would. You need to
I
have.
wanted to be live, and I wanted just Danny's reaction live.
Yeah,
and we were just going to open her up.
I think that'd be fun.
We got the kids out on the boat Saturday afternoon, and John got to catch a fish. Caitlin caught a fish. Christina caught a fish. So everybody
Sounds like
here,
a pretty fun day.
yeah. I mean, the kids got there at the end. They were getting not really out of hand, but they were getting to be a nuisance. It's not the right word, but
that's pretty tight quarters for kids.
It was, and John's not been on the boat a whole lot, and Caitlin was deciding to try to pick a fight with him. So
imagine that. That's only going to get worse as time goes along.
It's a sibling thing, and you have to expect it. But it was still, it was funny. I'm not going to tell her I thought it was funny, but it was funny. She was eating She was eating Pringles. John wanted a chip. I told her to give John a chip. So she broke one tiny little crumb off of one Pringle and give it to him. And I said, give him a chip. He wants a chip. She goes, I just did. And I said, that doesn't count. You can't give him a crumb of a chip and it count.
Already did.
But then it's something I would have done to my baby sister. So, I mean,
I can see her doing that. I really can.
Oh yeah. She comes by it honest. I'm quite positive that that's something I would have done to my sister back in the day. So yeah, 205, that sounds like my two.
Yeah.
That's just a simple thing. You just expect it, but close quarters when you're hot, 90 something degree weather.
Yeah.
You get aggravated in her. There's Brian again, says he got it honestly.
That's so true.
She is mine. There's no denying that one.
I understand.
Oh, okay. Danny, you do got a point. He was on the boat with Parker.
Oh man.
Parker hit a rock the other night. I had to go back and check on it.
Oh, tear up anything?
He didn't tear nothing up. Scuffed his prop up a little bit, but nothing bad, nothing bent. And the thing about Crab Orchard, if you've never fished that lake, never been on it, the points have all broken off at Crab Orchard. Just erosion over time has broke these points off, and you'll look like you ought to be in plenty of water, and next thing you know, you're pulling up there and you're in nothing because that point's just barely below the surface. So it's definitely, I grew up on the lake, but it's one that if you haven't been on that lake, go with somebody that has, or get Navionics. Navionics has good maps for that one.
Do they have the broken points?
They have it. They have all the 1 foot contours, so you can follow them out there. Parker was tossing cicadas on Danny all night. There's Benoit Fishing Outdoors. They did some fishing this weekend. We were trying to get them to hop in our live Saturday night in the new boat, but they were getting off the water about that point.
I see. Uh-oh. There's a device not connected. And now connected.
Who wants that?
What?
Who's in here running their mouth?
Nobody.
Not me.
Danny, where's Danny?
Parker brought a gallon bag of frozen cicadas. We didn't know they come back alive when they thaw out. Dang, things were. I didn't know they come back alive when you thaw out.
I didn't either. Now, I know frogs do, but I didn't know that cicadas did.
So I've been seeing stuff since all the cicadas are hatching now, and I've been seeing this on Facebook a few times now, because the first one I thought was a joke. People eat those things.
What?
Yeah.
People fry them in like fry them in a pan and eat them things.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna
That's-
happen.
that's
That's,
right.
like eating raw fish. I ain't doing that either.
I'm not eating a bug.
No. No, I ain't doing none of that. How was your trip, Chadwick?
It's too short, and it's kind of we called it a Lyle trip.
Are you going? You mean a James Dockery trip? Are you going
Short and
back to
aggravating.
work tomorrow?
No, I'm off until next Tuesday.
Well, Ben, you're home. You should go.
What the? He gone.
What did he do?
He's like completely out.
Wow.
Maybe D has to go back to work, and he said he's off till Tuesday. She smacked him. He gone. I mean, he gone. He's out of the basement and everything.
Yeah, he's complete.
They taste better than grasshoppers. Just saying. I haven't eaten
Yeah,
grasshoppers either.
I ain't eating them either. What?
What
are you doing?
I meant to do that. I dropped my mouse and it hit the back arrow, and then it wouldn't work. And
Oh, well, at least it didn't hit in stream.
I know a guy done that a couple times.
Yeah, I know a couple times done it to me.
So, Chad, did you? I mean, I know you were trying to get home fast, but you got into a police chase on the way home. Is that what I saw?
Yeah, there was 4 cruisers chasing, and I was like, I ain't stopping. They'll
like
give up.
Smokey.
I was like, they'll give up eventually.
It's like Smokey and the Bandit all over again.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Oh my.
But yeah, no, it was definitely a different year. Every year that we've been up there to Mendota, it's different. You know, the first year it was like back in the marsh was it. Then out in the bay you couldn't drag. The next year there was no weeds and we were dragging like crazy and catching them. And last year was kind of the same thing. You know, it was kind of a mix. This year couldn't drag up in the bay, and we found 2 in one spot and 1 in another. And that was it.
Now, was the grass up in the bay this year or no?
Yeah, it was starting to grow in pretty good.
Okay.
But what was weird is this is the 4th year we've been up there, and we were up in the bay, right looking at those rocks going straight towards them. And I was looking because it was so clear up there, you could see everything. All of a sudden, it looked like stones, like big round stones, and I threw it in neutral because I was like, "Oh my god, I'm about to hit rocks. Where'd these come from?" And I was like, "Those are bluegill beds." It took me a minute. I was like, "I've never seen them when we've been up there out." And they were literally, if you were at the rocks, if you just went straight across, that's where they were. I was like, I've never seen them up here like that.
Oh wow.
They're cool looking, ain't they?
Yeah. They even decorate them with little shells.
Hey, Richard, glad you made it.
That right there was one of the highlights of my trip, was getting to see Richard and hang out with him.
I'm sure.
Richard's good people, man.
Bad. Yeah, well, I don't know. He was a bad boy.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. We took the new puppy. We took the new puppy with us, and Richard was feeding her crappie.
Oh.
And I was like, Richard.
You know what's real funny, Chad? Now that we have 3 people in the stream, anytime I bring up a comment up on screen, we get to see that picture of Lyle.
That is awesome. We should highlight like every.
I have an emoji for you, John.
Hey, you ought to be happy that you're that flexible still.
I wish.
She's rotten too, ain't she, Richard? Oh.
Did you take her out on the boat?
Yeah, she does great on the boat.
Really?
She does not do good in the campground.
Really?
Oh. She's a handful.
I understand how that'd be.
So, but we had fun. But we did, these guys, they made the quicker change than I. D and I are both very stubborn. We were like, we're here to catch these freaking channel cats. I wanted her to get that 20-pound channel cat. But finally,
I expected you to get that done this year.
Yeah. Well, and it's what's weird. All 3 of the channel cats that we caught were male. They were big males, and I don't know if they're just kind of up there scouting for their spawn, or whatever already, but
They're scouting all right.
there was nothing else going on. It was very sporadic. But these guys, Mark and Betty and all of them, getting on them big bluegills and pike, they made a change because they wanted to catch fish. I was stubborn. BD and I we wanted those channel cats. So finally yesterday, I was like, all right, Betty and Brandon are right over there. Let's just pull the boat over there and see if we can catch a couple bluegill. And we went over there and did that for a few. But
those were some massive bluegill, though.
Oh,
unreal. And like I think the smallest one we caught was like 0.7 pounds. They're 8.5 to 9 inches long.
That's wild.
And I was like, I can't imagine those 3 to 4 pound bluegill that they catch out in like Texas and stuff. I can't imagine how big they are.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, Arizona. There's another one. Yeah. I can't imagine how big those freaking things are. If those
2
right now
pound, 2 pound ones down there is kind of common. That's just unreal.
They'd be a handful trying to get one in.
Oh yeah,
fun to watch them guys catch. Yeah,
but they'd be fun underneath a float out there in the river, waiting for
you're talking about spawn. You've been traveling, so I know you haven't seen it. Austin Fishing Fever has a new video out today.
Oh, he did? No, I haven't seen it.
Well, you need to check it out because he caught a blue cat evidently trying to go on a nest because it was laying eggs in his boat.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And he tried to get it back in the water.
Well, I mean, this is about the right time. You're looking at the end of May.
And yeah. It was something I'd never seen before. And he was trying to get her back in as quickly as he could. Now, whether she went ahead and done her business or not, we don't know, but he caught a couple of great fish in that video, so you need to check it out.
I don't know.
I had fun making that thumbnail.
That's great.
Especially because I was like, I'm gonna make the stream, I'm gonna set it up, and then I'm gonna message and say, hey, the stream's set up. And Lyle went to share it, and that's when he found the thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
And I get, what is this?
It is what it is.
Yep.
When I can't do it, I'm at your guys' mercy, I guess. I can, but they're not that good. There's Austin down there. He's still with us.
Austin. And these bluegill was freaking awesome. But I know Betty caught one that was 1 pound too. And
wow.
I don't know if they ever weighed it or not, but Brandon caught one. It was as big as an Uncle Lou planer board.
Oh wow.
That's how long it was. It was like,
surely they weighed that.
I don't know if they ever did.
Oh man, you got to weigh them that big.
I don't know.
And those are the ones that you almost don't even want to take home and eat.
Yeah, I'd have thought.
Well, apparently in Wisconsin, to get a certificate for a trophy fish for bluegill, it's got to be 1.5 pounds.
Oh wow.
So it's only got to be, what is it, 10 inches or 1 pound in Missouri for the Master Angler Award. I believe that's right.
Wow.
If I'm not right, I'm sure James will correct me, but
he's never done that before. I don't know.
Really? Really?
Keith,
I think 10 inches or 1 pound.
Keith, you're supposed to be working. Quit talking, or I'll time you out so you can go talk. So you can
go.
Oh,
here it goes.
Well,
got to bring some authority into this show.
So what are you going to do the rest of your vacation?
I don't know.
Is it going to rain down there the rest of the week?
It was raining everywhere I looked.
Well, it's coming because it's going to, we got tomorrow without rain until tomorrow evening, and then it's going to rain the rest of the week. So
yeah, it's going to be 88 here tomorrow. Ugh. No rain, but then rain from Wednesday to Monday. Imagine that. The whole rest of the vacation.
Yeah, that's what we got. So enjoy, buddy.
Yeah, I had to play.
You got a bending top?
Yeah, the one that ripped off or out of the the base ripped out of the yeah, it ripped out. Let's just say that. I had to pull over into a truck stop and get the old ratchet straps out and strapped it down so I could make it home.
Mike Sampson.
What pulled out, Chad?
The screws in the base, they go down into the rails. They just yanked right out because you have two. The front ones. The back ones were fine. The front ones ripped out.
Ouch.
Get some rib nuts to fix that.
There's no way to get underneath there and bolt it, is there?
Nope.
Yeah, you're gonna need a rib nut.
Yep.
Shear strength on a rib nut's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
frustrating. Just this is we'll call it a frustrating vacation. Like you guys were talking about, part of the things that why we go to those events and stuff is the people getting to sitting around a campfire and meal with people like Richard Ward and Jerry, Al, the Crosses, even that Mark guy that he tried to talk me into extra stuff at the Mouse House today, and it worked. Freaking jerk.
How much you spent at the Mouse House today?
I don't know if I should say.
Oh wow.
Come on.
I don't know if I should even.
I think you should.
280.
Holy crap.
What? What are you laughing about?
God.
Yeah. You ordered cheese, man.
Ouch. I'd get killed. I would get killed if I spent that at the Mouse House.
I wasn't the only one that got anything. He got a bottle of wine to watch me eat all my cheese.
You gotta have the wine to
You got a bottle of wine to forget how much you spent there.
My God.
Hey, it is what it is.
Wow.
That's right, 205. But we got a lot of because we like the cream cheese that they have there. We have I bought a couple different kinds of Gouda. Oh, the smoky bacon Gouda.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I bought a couple of varieties of my sharp cheddar. The 15-year is expensive, so right. They're going to be calling them Chattos.
Oh wow.
And you know what? And he just smiles. He just smiles and says, "Hey, you make the money too, because you're the man, and you go to work every day and you earn it. So spend it if you want. Just don't go too crazy." I mean, I think she may have went crazy if I would have spent like $500, but I still don't think she'd have been too mad at me.
No, she's gonna help you eat it, ain't she?
She made some of it. I got some of that morel mushroom cheese too for burgers. It was awesome.
That sounds pretty good.
But what's funny is on the way home I had bought some crackers and stuff, and out of all that cheese, she had the cream cheese, and I had a bottle of Cheese Whiz that I was putting on the crackers with $200 and something in cheese in the back seat. I was eating Cheese Whiz out of a can.
Thanks for dropping in, Jody.
Hey, Jody.
Watched a little bit of Jody last night live.
I'm about to time Danny out.
Again or still?
I've been nice.
So far.
So far.
You still didn't answer my question of what you have planned for the rest of the week.
I don't know. With this weather, I'm going to have to play it day by day and see what I can do.
I see.
Yep.
So, night fishing is a possibility tomorrow. There's only
Bait shop on the water Thursday.
Well, the problem with that is Thursday's a where's it at? maybe there's a 60% chance and then a 40% chance at 8. So my luck, it'll all move later.
Well, hopefully, you just look at it this way. How many days of the week are they accurate?
Around here,
Yeah.
never.
Yeah, okay then. So you're probably going to get a couple days in.
That's why I'm saying it'll probably be worse when I want to go. But
Nah, hopefully not. There's fishing with squirrel to join us.
yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what I can do.
Well, I'm hoping that you get some time out and you know, these still got the big fish for the week, right?
Yes, she did catch. Well, from when we got there. But Betty, or no, but was it Betty or Brandon? Caught one before we got there that was a little bit bigger, but that was last week. The new week started on Saturday, so yeah, we have the big fish.
The new week starts on Sunday.
Negative. No. Pay period starts on a Saturday and ends on Friday.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Oh,
I know you haven't worked since 1862, but
Maybe not quite that long.
things have changed a lot since your younger years.
Really?
But you never know. I might break out the old fly rod this week. Who knows what I might end up doing?
There you go.
You need me to send you some flies? I know you broke your damn thing.
I can't figure out where my flies and stuff are. So
I ordered a
to.
bunch off of Temu.
Excuse me, it's Temu.
I don't care. It's Temu.
I have seen enough of these freaking Temu commercials every time somebody goes live in the YouTube community.
Really?
Everybody, even this one, because D was like, "Oh my God, you don't have to listen to that Temu again." I was like, I was trying to get Lyle paid.
I don't get those things on YouTube no more.
I get them all the time.
I started paying that premium.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
And now I don't get ads.
Yeah, I have that on.
It's worth every penny.
It absolutely is.
Where'd it go?
It really is.
Look, this is coming from somebody that trusts the government. No,
Sunday is the first day of the week, just like I said.
Look, just because the government told you it starts on Sunday, that's exactly why I'm telling you it's not true.
I know when I do my timesheet that it starts on a Sunday and ends on a Saturday.
Just telling you.
But our fiscal year starts on October 1st, so
that's kind of weird too.
Yeah.
It starts.
Our pay period year starts sometime in the middle of January, but
that's weird.
Hooks and Hammock says $280 worth of cheese will draw plenty of flies.
No, we got 2 days on the water up there, and it was hot. It was in the mid 80s the first day and 80 yesterday. And
isn't that weird? That's hotter than it has been here, actually.
What?
Yeah.
It's hot. I mean,
yeah,
it's hot.
It was like that 2 years ago when I was up there. It was hot. Man.
Oh God, no! That year that we was up there, that was hotter and hot.
I had to change that ignition switch out there in that heat.
Oh
yeah, remember it was like it was cold, and all of a sudden it flipped, and then the next 3 days were in the 90s. We were all dying.
Yep.
Poor Betty Jean was bringing Mark and I both that aloe gel because we were so freaking burnt. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we had a blast.
Lyle got all the weeds and stuff wrapped around the prop of his motor that first year we were up there.
Yeah.
I did that 1 year too.
Yeah.
That might have been the second.
I still wish we'd have gone back at the Cherokee Arm boat ramp the first year we went up. Remember we found that jack plate that was sunk in the mud?
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, Mark and I found a jack plate up there just off the ramp. We were going to go back and try to get it.
What, somebody take it off, you think?
I don't know, but it was laying there.
A manual?
A manual?
A manual? Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't no hydraulic one or anything.
Yeah.
Should have went back and got it.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a guy's got one. He don't like it.
The only thing I do, well, I guess I won't need it, for a while, but I'd like to have some power poles of some sort. But
I think the Talon ones are the ones that go out and swing out. That's if I was going to buy a set, that's what I'd buy.
I think
yeah,
me
well,
too.
I seen a pair, and I don't know if they were Talons or not, but there was down at CatCon, they had them, and they were welded to the float pods. I thought that was
Really
interesting, but yeah,
I'd be worried about that.
I
And
just
heavy
don't know
fun.
because with the float pods though, I don't know what kind of room you really have to make sure that you can still use them.
Yeah, just remember at some point the thing's going to break. Now it's welded to the float pod.
And that when it, yeah, I don't. That aluminum's not that thick. I wouldn't want that.
No, I'm not. No.
Yep, I want it hooked up to the plate on the motor.
Show me the money there, B. I'm gonna start charging for my services. I'm on vacation trying to make me work. He's got a tournament coming up, and he needs a spreadsheet. And
how is it that he fishes a tournament? I haven't even heard of him being in his boat.
Oh no!
No, he's hosting one.
Fishing.
He's not fishing one.
I should have known. Yeah, I should have known.
We all know that Brian's not fishing.
Yeah, we're going. He's going to change his channel name to Brian B. Hosting.
Yeah. Don't encourage me, Jody.
Brian B. Hosting. That's funny stuff right there. Now, I'm not kidding you at all.
He got called into work. Better him than me.
Now?
Yep.
Well, that sucks.
Well,
for him.
That's what him and Danny get. Hopefully Danny gets called into work tonight too.
Danny will be pissed if he gets called.
Oh yeah, he will.
He don't like that stuff.
But just so you know, I did talk. Like I said, spent some time with Richard Ward, and I may or may not have some stuff in my truck that we will be making a post. Hopefully here in a maybe a few weeks or so, I'll talk it over with Lyle of how we're going to do this. If you are a veteran, active, or
Sweet.
Nice.
He is so good to us about doing that. You cannot beat what Richard does for our veterans and current military personnel. He is top notch 100% of the time with that. I would assume that he is a former military person. I don't know that for sure, but he's all about doing something, seems like every year for those guys. And let's face it, nobody deserves it more.
That's right. Yep.
So bless your heart, Richard. You're the best.
I got a few things out there in the truck. I pulled in. I got the dog staked out in the backyard and came in here and set my computer up real quick.
Okay, that's not bad. Keith said it's just the bracket welded to the float pod. You order it that how they had Mercury. You bolt the poles to the bracket; they're changeable. There we go. Yeah, that would.
Okay,
that would work fine.
I didn't look that closely. I just knew that they were on the float pod. I thought they were welded on the float pod.
The brackets welded to the float. I could deal with that.
Yeah.
But I could also go the cheapest route and get some poles kind of like Lyle's that don't fall apart and make his son go out in the 90-degree water and look. I had to literally put my head underneath the water every 10 feet trying to find a fucking white pole that was not.
I promise you, mine won't come apart no more.
And Josh, you know how the water back there has got all those weeds and everything is so slimy. Trying to grab the poles. I about jotted myself in the eye with the pole when I finally got it unstuck.
They're only 12 foot long.
We had the 12-foot ones in there.
You were in 1.5 foot of water, and that freaking thing was 12 feet in the ground.
Hey, John.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Oh, you'll be all right, Jody.
Hey, how are you?
Say hi, Santa.
Hi, Santa.
There we go. Say hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Bubby.
Now say the other stuff.
Are we gonna go fishing sometime?
You want to go fishing with Chad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll catch a big fish.
You want to catch a big fish?
Yeah.
Is
Your
Chad
daddy
a
don't catch
bonehead?
big fish,
Yeah.
does he?
Tell Chad he's a bonehead.
Blood.
You're a bonehead.
Man, he's grown.
He gets
Unbelievable.
big.
Unreal how big
He was
he
a
is.
baby the first time you guys went to Mendota.
You do
Yeah.
the high sign.
Yeah. Well, remember the first time we went to Mendota, she was pregnant with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then he was just under a year the
Yep.
second time we went.
Yep.
Oh, time flies.
Richard says, now there's a good looking lad. I
Oh,
agree.
Thanks, Richard. I appreciate that.
Benoit Fishing says, hi, John. What you doing to your tongue?
Something.
Okay. Well, I guess it's time to pull your tongue. I don't. Kids are so innocent. No one wants to fish with Chad.
I'd bet Keith would love to fish with me because then he would at least place in a tournament. So
No, let's not play that while we're live. No,
yeah.
no, we're not going to play that thing.
Does he have a duck call?
No, he has the bite alert thing that I programmed with Mike Greenwell on it.
I see. I
Brother.
think I have a couple.
I think it's Mikey's brother yells at, and then you hear, you tell him, Mikey.
Tell him, Mike.
I have back years ago when I duck hunted a lot for a long time. If you bought Winchester duck loads, if you bought 2 boxes, you'd get a night and hail duck call with them. And they were cheap. Actually sounded pretty good for calling ducks. And I was buying those, and I'd give them to every kid I could find. You cannot imagine how pissed off parents get when you send a duck call home with a kid. You have no idea. They love to blow them things.
I
And
would.
I might have a couple of them left. I'll send to your house, or if the next time you come over this way, I'll locate a couple for them children.
You send my kids home with a duck call, it's going to be on.
My niece damn near disowned me the first time that I sent one home with her son, and then after that it was a game. We just started buying these duck calls for his birthday and Christmas and everything under the sun. If there was a holiday, he got a duck call.
Like you do that.
Oh man, yeah. There ain't a parent alive that's happy about that. The only thing worse would be send them home with a drum set.
Oh yeah, he got one of those for Christmas.
You got a drum set?
He got a drum set.
Sweet. Go play us a tune.
Whoa, hi. Knocked over my water bottle.
Josh, we was talking about the bragging board earlier.
We have a very, very long bragging board today. Those
What do
New
you
Year's
say we do that?
buy them by the box. Just said, oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I used to do that stuff to people, and then I had kids of my own, and now I feel bad for doing that. So,
Yeah, not me. I still do it.
tell you what, let's take a look at the bragging board. It's about 4 minutes long tonight, so sit back, get comfortable, and this is a week's worth of fish, so things are starting to pick up now. Howdy, folks. It's time once again to take a look at the Catfish Weekly Bragging Board. This covers through the week of May the 20th, 2024. Leading us off this week, we have a newcomer to the bragging board. Danny of Smoky Mountain Fishing attended the gathering this past weekend where he caught his new personal best blue at 39.44 pounds while fishing with James of Cool Cats Fishing. Great job, Danny, and thanks for sending in the photo. James of Cool Cats Fishing recently had a very good day on the water, scoring a second place finish in a live fishing league tournament with multiple 10-plus pound fish, including top 3 of 32, 33, and 56 pounds. Congratulations, James. Great job. Lake Mendota was being greedy with channel catfish this weekend, but D of Get Hooked on D Fishing was able to score this awesome 17-pound channel catfish, as well as a new personal best bluegill, which weighed in at 1.04 pounds. Awesome fish, D. Chris Lee of Hooks and Hammocks recently spent some time in Louisiana fishing with Creole catfishing and caught his very first fish while bumping. It's rumored he also really enjoyed the Cajun cuisine that Louisiana has to offer, but you'll have to ask him the story behind that. Either way, great job, Chris. Telly Lee of Hooks and Hammocks definitely scored the bigger fish, including a 45-pound blue caught while down in Louisiana, and this 44-pound flathead caught from the Tennessee River this past weekend. Congratulations, Telly. Keep it up. Our buddy Austin of Fish and Fever broke his personal best this past weekend with this awesome James River blue catfish, which tipped the scales at 56.9 pounds. This beat his previous personal best by 0.9 pounds. Great work, Austin, and congrats on the new PB. Catfish Weekly's own Lyle Stokes got out and did some fishing between raindrops this weekend and scored this beautiful fish on a hand-tied Lyle Stokes jig. Great job, Lyle. Would you look at that beautiful pose for the camera? Catfish Weekly's Chad Fields of Fields to Water scored this awesome Lake Mendota bluegill this past weekend. We talked tonight about staying flexible, and this is how you do it. Cats wouldn't bite, so they found another species that would. Congrats, brother. Danny Stone came to try his hand on my local waters this weekend, and Crab Orchard Lake was very nice to him. Danny caught his first dragonfish as well as numerous aggressive channel cats, including this one that almost looks like a sturgeon. He named it the duck-billed catapus. I think that's a good name. Great job, brother. Jerry Parker of Parker Pursuits also tried his hand at Crab Orchard Waters and came up with this big male channel catfish which weighed in at 14.99 pounds. This was caught live in one of many cats that Jerry weighed in this weekend. Great job, buddy. Now, I did have the pleasure of joining Danny and Parker this past Saturday, and we probably stayed out way too late, but by doing so, I came up with this big spawned out male channel catfish, and this one weighed in at 16 pounds even. It was also fun to be out with those two guys, let me tell you. Next up, we have Jeff Beal, who sent in this awesome photo of his very first northern snakehead he caught on bass tackle. This fish bit a topwater presentation, and Jeff said he is now hooked on that topwater bite. Congratulations, Jeff, and thanks for sending us a photo of your catch, buddy. And closing us out this week, we have Valissa. Valissa spent some time fishing with her grandfather, Stuart Shuck, this weekend, where she caught a 21-pound drum. Valissa's smile says it all. Great work, and congratulations on your catch. Don't forget, guys, you too can be featured on the Catfish Weekly bragging board. To be eligible, the fish needs to have been caught within the past 14 days, and we accept pictures of any species of fish. To get yourself or a friend on the bragging board, all you need to do is email your fish photo to pics@theweekendangler.com. Send us the information shown on your screen, and we'll get it on the board for you. Thank you all for watching. Have a great week.
That's a huge drum.
That was a big drum.
Holy crap.
I know, right?
That's a big one. Yeah, I'll bet that. Did they say what kind of water they caught that on?
They did not.
If that was on a river system, the way them babies use current to their advantage, I bet that was a hand.
I bet that
even if it was on a lake, it would have been fun.
That'd be a big fight.
Yeah,
Chris, that's why I referred everybody to you on that story. So if you want pictures from Chris, message Chris. He'll send them to you. So
I don't need to see it.
Nope.
I really don't.
But definitely some good fish this week. And, you know, last week's board was about 4.5 minutes long, and that was That was 2 weeks worth of pictures. This one was 1 week worth of pictures and still got us to 4 minutes. So
That's awesome. Just keep them cards and letters coming and pictures of them fish. If there's anything that you guys want to know or any comments, that we'd appreciate those if you put them in down below the video once it loads up. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up, we appreciate that also. You can become a member or just subscribe to the channel. We'll take anything that we can get. Just help us move us up higher on the YouTube algorithm. But the bragging board stuff has become really, really popular. So if you're catching fish, and they don't have to be channel cat or catfish of any kind, as you can tell, Chad didn't catch a catfish, but D did.
I did, but nobody sent him my picture.
I see. Sigh.
Only because it wasn't as big as the one that Dee caught, because she's so great.
But send them to Josh Pitts
Yeah.
to Josh at the Woodland.
angler.com and
We'll get them up there.
We'll get them on board. So
And if it's some kind of big accomplishment, it doesn't even have to be you shoot a big deer or something when it's deer season or whatever you're hunting for. Especially if it's kids, we'll make sure that it gets on it. We're not oblivious to trophy things of any kind, and the trophy is only in the eyes of the holder. So, in all fish, if you got a picture of it, it's a good fish.
Lyle, what's on the agenda for Panfish Nation this week?
Don't know. Mark is just getting home today, so I haven't talked to him. We'll have to see what's going on with that. I do know that Mark caught a bunch of variety of fish, several different species while he was up there, and some big ones. So I'm sure we'll touch on that a little bit. Other than that, I'm not sure what we got going, but I had expected him to still be there come Wednesday night. So we was going to get together and talk about that, but everybody kind of hit the road with the storm system moving in. And I got that, you know.
It's probably the best choice on that one. So
it makes sense to me.
Yeah, it was going to be getting really bad. We actually, like I said, when we left, it wasn't 20 minutes down the road from the mouse house. We couldn't see a car length in front of us. It was pouring so bad. And then the wind and the lightning and stuff was right behind it coming in. So we was like,
wind and a tent. There's something about that. Just doesn't really...
It's not fun. No.
Yeah. We didn't want to risk it. And the only day really that might have been decent would have been Thursday, and why stay up there for 5 more days is to fish one.
Yeah, I agree. That's wise choice.
I can stay down here, take plenty of naps, go fishing around here if I want, maybe get some housework done or something. I don't know.
There you go.
And I might even work on a spreadsheet for a buddy of mine if he begs me. But we'll see.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Anyway.
Thanks everybody for watching tonight. We appreciate it. And I'm glad that you dropped in and shared the last part of the show with us, Chadwick. It was fun having you in here and telling about your excursion. And other than the thumbnail, Josh, thank you so much for everything you've done this week.
Gosh, thank you for the thumbnail.
I think the general consensus is the thumbnail is just thumbs up.
Hey, if you can't have a little fun, it is what it is. You guys, great helping us out. So thanks you so much. And
Josh has got a little finger.
Oh wow!
I'm helping you out, Josh. All right.
We'll be doing something on Wednesday night on Panfish Nation. Chad and Brian and Freddie, the Gut Crew, will be on Thursday night on the bait shop. Stan and Jody on Friday nights. That's about as far as I go. We'll be back next Monday night on Catfish Weekly at 7 Central, so be sure to tune in. We'll do something. Chad will have to make up something. He was almost late, so that's his punishment. Are you flipping me off?
No,
No.
he's making a little finger. I'm trying to get a screenshot.
I'm completing Josh's hand.
He's making the rest of my hand. It's actually working.
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week. Midnight Madness. What
Great
Friday
weekend.
night?
Yeah,
11?
Midnight Madness over on Brian B's channel starts at 11:55 Friday night.
Yeah, I'll be.
I'll be in
I'll
bed.
probably be in bed.
There's a reason why I'm not helping him host. I'll be
Yeah.
asleep.
Yeah, I got you. Thanks everybody for watching. See you next week.
Yep.